Looking closely at this deer made me realize something very deep about myself. Our world is pretty much built by studying nature and through biomimicry. As humans, we've learned how to fly by studying birds in flight. Velcro was invented when a man passed by some burdock plants while walking his dog. And we illuminate our homes more efficiently with LEDs because of fireflies. We create artwork without even thinking most times why we do it. But most often than not, what we are doing is externalizing our inner fears, our thoughts, and our beliefs. What you're watching at the moment is a series of quick preliminary sketches I did in order to warm up and get used to the subject of my painting. The idea for this painting came as a result of a photography encounter I had with these animals in the wild. I made a video about that. It's somewhere up here. It should show up here. The inspiration came while I was going through the photographs I took that day and noticing that the male deer's antlers were covered with a furry layer of skin. I did some quick research and it turns out that deer shed their antlers every year, and in early spring they get new ones which are covered by a thin layer of skin called velvet. This velvet is filled with blood vessels that transport blood, oxygen and nutrients to the area and help antlers grow so quickly. Gradually, as spring progresses and the antlers are fully grown, they harden to bone and the velvet sheds. The deer remove it by rubbing it against trees and other structures. It can be a gruesome sight, but for nature to become the grand, the majestic and the beautiful nature we know and love, it goes through dramatic periods of transformation and through weird cycles that we regard as not particularly attractive. Shedding, as well as molting, is an exhausting process. The animal undergoes significant biological distress. A big part of their caloric intake, almost 50% of it, is spent on growing new antlers every year in preparation for the mating season. And to think that they do this every year with seasonal cycles throughout their entire life is mind-boggling. Which brings me to my deep inner realization. I took some time recently to reassess many areas of my life in which something had to be removed or let go of in order for something else, better and more in line with my present self, take its place. Growing older involves, as the name suggests, growth. In order for us to fit our new skin, the old one has to come off. For me, it was the realization of the limitations I've had expressing myself creatively and publicly. Limitations that I've carried with me since childhood, that I have slowly built as a defense mechanism when realizing early on as a kid that expressing myself freely and honestly would bring conflict within my family. Or at least that's how my mind perceived it. Carrying this into adulthood is most of the times of no more use to us. It becomes a hindrance, especially if you're a creative person that needs to express themselves freely. Lisa Firestone, in her book Conquer Your Critical Voice, puts it best. Throughout our development, we form adaptations in order to cope or deal with pain and fears. Yet these adaptations, which initially served as survival mechanisms, later come to limit us. Of course, my problem has not been solved straight away. As with any mental process that's been going on in our heads for years, we can't really expect it to go away overnight. But realizing this underlying issue within me is a major stepping stone on my way to better understanding of myself and towards my growth as an individual. It's amazing what we can learn from nature. The simplest and briefest moments. Oh, there's a firefly on my camera. Hey, little guy, hang on. You wanna go onto the lens? There he is. What? The simplest and briefest of moments can trigger the deepest introspection within oneself. We need only to open our minds and our senses to it, to nature. Peace.